You are thrown from the dream, kicking and flailing. It is some seconds before you can catch your breath, images of black-scaled monsters and sharp fangs still swimming before your vision. As your surroundings slowly come into focus, you find yourself lying on your back against the soggy ground, a steady patter of rain beating on the dead leaves and dirt. Above you, a full moon streams garish light through the treetops, picking out the charred, twisted remains that encircle you. Bodies, corpses. Hello, book nerds. Welcome back to In Between the Lines. How are you doing? If you're new here, hello, my name is Noah, and we talk about books. Any kind of books, fiction, non-fiction, tabletop books, Kindle books, all that sort of thing. So, everything's all good. Obviously, this month is Amazing August Adventures, where we delve into the solo RPG, the Choose Your Own Adventures, and so on and so forth. So with that, I'm going to dive straight into what we are reviewing today, which is DestinyQuest Book 1, The Legion of Shadow, written by our good friend Michael J. Ward, who we had a lovely interview with. So this was published 2012, there's roughly 670 pages, and that's including the small glossary at the back and the little maps in the middle. And this is a high fantasy game book / as what some people know, as a choose your own adventure. So I'm going to tell you a little bit of the prologue, because I don't want to delve too much into the story, because I don't want to ruin it. I want people to play this so they can experience everything themselves. So I'll give you a bit of the prologue, and then the most tiny, minuscule little bit of sand for the world. So the prologue is, as you can tell from the beginning, is you come to your senses somewhat in a crater. Not like a comic crater, mind you, but there's a little bit of you're kind of in the middle of something that's happened. And as you kind of look around, you realize you have these mangled and burnt corpses around you. It becomes quite clear that you have no idea what has happened, let alone who you are. You are very confused at this point. But as you continue to kind of look around and see the carnage that has happened, you spot a young, wounded soldier / knight. And as you go over to this young gentleman, who is very wounded and clearly not going to make it, it clicks that they recognize you and they know who you are. Now what they do is they hand you a letter, and they basically say, I'm not going to make it, you don't remember who you are, and no one knows who I am at this moment in time, because I'm young, I'm just about to go and train to do certain things. You can go find this person, hand them this letter, and you can take my place, and this is a chance for you to start anew. And then he dies, and that's basically the prologue. That's even before you start anything. So how we would normally do these reviews is story / plot, characters, world building, rereadability, and fun factor. We're going to muddle this up a little bit. So we're going to go with story / plot. We're going to have character customization, because that's very important for this book. Gameplay, fun factor, and rereadability. So story, we basically talked a bit about the prologue, and we know a little bit about the world, which is Velrun. Starting off with this story without having any memory, it gives you this open sort of moment where, as you go through these different acts that are set in the book, there's 1 to 3 acts that progress the story. This honk of a book, this honky behemoth of a book, right? And as you kind of go through the first act, this is your moment to get used to what's going on around you, how to do these quests, how to loot, learning how to do things, but also you're learning a little bit about the world and rumors that are happening. So that's lovely. With that being said, with plot-wise for this, the best thing that I like about DestinyQuest is it's not raced. You can go at any pace. If you want to go somewhere specific, you can go somewhere specific. You don't have to start with an easy quest. You don't have to start off with a village, though I'd recommend it to go to the village just to start off, because obviously you want to get things, you want to hear the rumors, you want to see where you want to go, but you can easily just jump into any quest that you see fit. But just remember, looting is a thing in this game, and you start with nothing. But I like the fact that you can take your time, you can go where you want, you don't have to feel rushed, you can take your time with everything, which is a beautiful, nice setting, because you're learning about the world and everything that's going on. So, pace-wise, I love that. Character customization, I absolutely love. So, when you start off, you start with nothing, and obviously this is the sheet that you have. Now, you can get these sheets also on the website. They're free download, and it just makes things a little bit easier. While, yes, I have pencils and paper, and I have the sheets printed out as well, sometimes I kind of just, I want to have it online, just like this, where I make my character. And obviously, you can see that I've looted, and I've gained some gold, and all that stuff. Character customization, when it comes to these sorts of games, I love character customization in sort of MMOs, tabletop role-playing games. Like, I love my D&D, my Call of Cthulhu, World of Dark, everything like that, White Wolf, World of Darkness, all that jazz. So the fact that in a choose your own adventure, I have an option for that, that is very much like World of Warcraft, where you can take these little bits that fit your character as you mold your character. I love that because growing up, I had fighting fantasy. And obviously you just start off with a little bit of stats and the items that you have, and then you're just kind of thrown into a situation. With this, it's completely different. It's very open. So character customization, I absolutely love that. It's such a nice experience to have with this book, with this style of book. Gameplay is very smooth. It flows very easily, especially when it comes to combat. So with combat, normally you only need like 2 dice for this, 2 for yourself. But I like to use 4, 2 for me, 2 for whatever I'm fighting at that time, or if there's a decision. Because with how this works, we have a speed stat. So let's say we're going to fight, I will roll 2 dice and another 2 dice. Different coloured, even though I'm colourblind, I pick colours that I can see. I roll 2 dice for me and 2 dice for whatever I'm fighting, and I add my speed stat to the dice that I rolled and their speed stat to the dice I rolled for them. Whoever's the highest goes first. Then you roll the dice for attacking and damage and all that jazz. And obviously, it's very well done, it's very smooth, and I love that. There's also certain items that can cause them to do special effects, like you can start getting damaged before you even start a fight from like a stat from one of their weapons that you could technically loot and take for yourself. Which is lovely, because obviously I didn't have that sort of stuff in the fighting fantasy growing up. Gameplay, obviously, with the maps as well, as you can see, we have maps, which is a lovely thing to add in. And compared to fighting fantasy, which has pictures and everything going on in this, it's pretty much just words, description stuff, which helps so much when you come to someone like me, because I love to use my imagination. Well, yes, I love seeing the pictures, and sometimes when you play fighting fantasy, you can like maybe flick to a page that you're going towards, and you see something. It's like, oh my god, what is that? Do I have to deal with that? With this, it's literally just words apart from the maps, and I love that for the gameplay. It adds more to it, and I get to use my imagination. I don't have to see something shocking and be like, I hope I don't have to fight that. It's all just new and an experience, and it's so much fun. Fun factor, I have so much fun playing this book. I literally just started Act 1, which is where this character sheet comes from, and I got lost in the book for hours without realizing, and I was nearly late for work. So that was an experience. I've not had something like that when reading a book for a long time. I definitely have fun with the book. It's easy to lose yourself. I get drawn into the story so easily, so fast. The writing is fantastic for that. So yeah, it's a fun book to read. Replay value, absolutely. It's a choose your own adventure. There's different choices that I have not made in this book yet that I still need to experience. And there's different items that I've not seen, different stats. So much that I've not even seen or experienced yet in this book that I need to just kind of delve into. If I was to rate this book, I would do this a 4.5 out of 5, which is unusual because normally I just go for the full stars. But the reason why it's 4.5, I enjoy the book, the writing is fantastic, the imagination I get to use, the gameplay, it's fun, it's easy, it flows well, character customization is fantastic for this book. It's just that little bit that Michael said is where you can see him having to like fight against, I don't know if it was the publisher or what it was, where he has a mindset for what kind of audience he wants to go for, and they want it to be for a younger audience. And there's a little bit, especially in the first act, where you see that kind of that backwards and forwards of the bumping of him trying to do what he wants, and they'd be like, no, make it for the younger audience. But the main thing is that it's a good book, it's a good read. And if you're new going into stuff like this, absolutely, you're going to enjoy it no matter what. And as the books continue, that little fight that you kind of get a little bit with the writing, that goes away. He gets to the point where he can do what he wants, he flourishes, and he blooms into a beautiful, beautiful flower. I joke. But I love this book and the series in general. I need to get the new book. And definitely what I would say, if you want to learn more about the world, definitely get the World Companion book. That is on Amazon. It delves in so much more into the world. You'll learn more about the world, the lore, and there's actually some pictures in there to kind of show you what it looks like. But yeah, I had so much fun reading this book. I can't wait to delve into the new book for sure. And yeah, tell me your experience with the book, what your own opinions and thoughts are. I would love to know, and I would love to hear them. And I will see you next time with the other game books that we will be doing. Much love, make good decisions, and keep on plodding on.
Boys I've known, and I've known some. Until I first met you, I was lonesome. And when you came inside, dear, my heart grew light, and this whole world seemed new to me. You're really swell, I have to admit.